Okay. Good evening, guys. I think you can hear. Okay, so good evening again. So actually, this was today was a very busy day. Okay, so actually, our class is starting is 5:30. Actually, I had to shift the time to 6 p.m. Because actually, I think already. I'm doing visiting lectures. Okay, for a private institute. So actually, I had a practical session on that for that course module. Okay. So in that case, I had to visit to the university and do the practical. Okay. Actually, it was supposed to end at 1 p.m. likewise. Okay. Uh, but it was ended at 4 p.m. or something, 4:30 likewise. Okay. So that's why I had no time to come here at actually for from the Kurunal. Actually, it is from the Kurunal. So from Kurunal to Matale, there are 40 kilometers. Okay. Actually, I can't travel 40 kilometers within 1 hour. So that's why I have to change the time period. Already, I think you can see I'm not even change the uh, suit. Okay. I didn't even get to chance to change the suit or take a shower. Still in that, but in that suit. Okay. Uh, that's the thing about the time shift. Okay. All right. So let's start our class today. So actually, guys, as you know, in the last week we have started the second lesson on system development. Second lesson on grade 11. Okay. System development life cycle. That is the lesson. So actually, we have started that lesson, and in the last week we have discussed several things about the systems. Okay, the last week actually we have discussed about the systems. What are the systems, and why uh, why do we call those things as a system, and what are the features of those systems? Likewise, we have discussed about those things in the last week. Okay, and at the last, I think we have discussed about the manual system and the computer-based system. No? I think that is the part we have conclude our session. I mean, conclude our class in the last week. No, we have ended our class after writing about the computer-based information system. No? I think you can remember those things. Okay, I will remind those things. Okay, actually, so I think system. I think you know about the system. System is what the system is a thing that is designed to do several tasks within several specific tasks. Okay, inside the system there can be several subsystems. No? We can call those things as functions actually. Okay. So that is a system. Okay. System is developed to do a certain task. Okay. Like as example, ATM. Okay. The last week I also take the ATM as the example. No? What is the ATM? So ATM has designed to do the teller stuff. No? Teller stuff. Teller means there is a bank. Inside the bank, there is a teller. Teller is the one who do all the what payments and other things. No? So ATM means automatic teller machine. Okay? So ATM is designed to do the task belongs to teller. Okay? So likewise, when we talk about the ATM, we can see, we know there is a system, a subsystem that can be used to deposit money, deposit, no? Deposit money. And here, this subsystem can be used to withdraw money. Okay, and we can write another subsystem to check the balance. Okay, check balance. All these three subsystems will be assigned as one, and it will create a one system. Okay, one system. What is the system name? ATM. Okay, ATM. So ATM will do the task belongs to teller. Okay, what are the tasks? Back deposit, withdraw, and check balance, and also back can be change password of the cards. Likewise, these are the subsystems. Okay, the thing is, all the subsystems are integrated with each other. No, all the systems should be integrated with each other because, as I told you, so I'm going to withdraw money from my card. Okay, so when I use the ATM, it will use this withdrawal command, withdrawal subsystem. Okay, there is a several instruction. So those instruction will be used when I need to withdraw money. Okay, so I need to withdraw 5,000 rupees. Okay, if we put some money, okay, some value to the ATM, is it just give us the value, give us the money? No, no, no. Actually, no, because actually they have to validate that your account has more than 5,000. If your account has more than 5,000, that means you can withdraw 5,000. If you have less than 5,000, like 2,000 or 2,050, sorry, 2,500, likewise, your account has balance of 2,500. You are asking, I need to withdraw 5,000. Is there sufficient balance? No, no, no. So that means we can't get 5,000. That need to check before withdraw money. That means there is another subsystem to check the balance. That means when we run this subsystem to withdraw money, first of all, this subsystem will be run. So when this subsystem is running, it should integrate with the subsystem of balance payment. So then this subsystem will check the balance and it will return a value of the what amount. It will return the account has 10,000. So then this subsystem knows this person has 10,000 in his account. So then he can withdraw 1,000. Likewise, no? Likewise, guys, all the subsystems should be integrated. And all the subsystems are working together to perform one task. What is that task? Task belongs to it. That is for system. Okay, that is for system. Example, this is one example. So there are several examples as a system of library and also a system of shop. Shop means supermarket. Likewise, those systems can be get as example for the systems. Okay, systems. Okay, I will just erase these things. And then we have discussed there are two types of systems. The first one is manual system. Okay? Manual. What are the manual system? Manual system is we have to do several tasks. I mean, we have to do several calculations on the system. No? So we have the manual system is all the calculations and all the things are recorded. Okay. So first of all, calculation. All the calculation will be made by hand. I mean, you need to get a paper and write the values, the marks or any other things, and you need to calculate using the paper. Okay, actually you can use a calculator, Okay, but the thing is, you have to just write a paper and do the calculations. Okay, and all the records should be recorded in a paper. In a manual system, all the recordings will be recorded in a paper. Okay? That is very hard, no? It's very hard. Now you know ICT. Huh? And now you know ICT. Then are you going to use a book to do all the calculation and anything? No, no, no. Okay? Because we have a computer. So computer is a device that is our task. So that means we are focusing to use the computer for the system also. No? So the systems use computer to store data and do calculations. Those are the systems called computer-based systems. Okay? Computer-based systems. Those are the two different systems that we can talk about. Okay, I think in the last week we have discussed those things and we have wrote about the two systems. Okay, but we have to discuss about the advantages of the computer-based system. Okay, because we are going to drop the manual system. Okay, as I told you earlier, this is a ICT. This is ICT subject. So then you are going to learn there is a two system, manual system and a computer-based system. So then let's drop the computer-based system and let's learn about the manual system. Is it okay? No, no, it is not okay. Because this is a computer subject, that means we have to give focus on the computer-based system. Okay? So that's why we are going to drop the manual system. Okay, manual system, and also we are going to discuss about the disadvantage of manual system because we are going to drop that term. Okay, we are not going to talk about the advantages of those manual systems. If there is more advantages in manual system, that means it is better to use manual system rather than computer-based system. No, and that's why we are going to discuss about the advantages of computer-based system and disadvantages of the manual system. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see what are the advantages. Okay, what are the advantages of the computer-based system? Actually, one thing is we can easily get information from a computer-based system. Okay? So let's take an example. There is a manual system within your school. Okay, there are several books, record books, and your details are recorded on those books. Okay, so the thing is, your father is going to the school and he wants to check your progress. Okay? So he will go to the school and ask from the teacher, teacher, I need to check the progress of my daughter or my son. His index number is this one. Likewise, father will tell the index number. Okay, so then the teacher have to look on the old books. No, teacher has to look on the old books and find the correct index number. Okay? Then he has to read the record. Okay? Then he has to look for the correct page. No? Look for correct page and look for the records, and he can just read the records and tell you that okay, his progress is like this. Okay, so it is very hard. No, we have to look on the papers and all the things can be stored in a cabinet. So we have to look on the cabinet likewise. It's very hard. Think about the computer system. Okay, there is a computer system. So your father will give you index number. So teacher, this is this index number. Can you show me the progress? So if there is a system, teacher need only insert the index number. There will be a search bar. So you have to, the teacher has to insert the index number in the search bar, click search. All the recordings will be automatically searched and view. You can see all the records. Very easy to access the information. Okay, That is the first thing. And there are several things. Okay? Let's try. Ability to obtain information quickly. We will write to advantages. Advantages of computer based system. Okay. So the first one is ability to obtain information quickly. Okay. Ability to obtain information quickly. Right? That is the first advantage of a computer-based system. And the second advantage is nice. We can easily input data. Okay. And not just easy to input data. What is this one? As you know, manual system are use books. No? Manual system are going to use books. That means if there is an input, you have to write the things in that book. No, that is manual system. You have to write. Okay. So when we talk about the computer-based system, okay, if there is a what? Let's say as example, computer-based system in a supermarket. Okay. So if there is a manual system on a supermarket, so you are going to buy several stuff. Okay, several stuff. So you are going to get those stuff and go to the counter. Okay. So then there is a person in the counter, and he will just look at the device, look at your good, and just write the price. And if you have collected multiple of the same item, that means you have to multiply the value likewise. You have to do several calculations. Okay, that is about the manual system. So what about the computer-based system? I think you have seen the computer-based system on the supermarket, no? Let's say in Keels and what Food City and also. Okay, actually you have seen the computer-based system in a supermarket. They are using those systems. Okay. What is the procedure of those supermarket? They are going to use the barcode reader. No? So yeah, they are going to take the take the thing you have bought, and they are going to just scan the barcode within that item. No? In that item, there is a barcode. So they are going to scan the barcode. So when the barcode is scanned, there are several numbers within the barcode. Those numbers represent the item name. Okay, those numbers represent item name, barcode. Barcode. I think you have seen the barcode. Okay, it is like this. No? Like there are several bars, and these bars represent a code. That's why it is called barcode. Okay? There are several bars, and these bars represent code. Okay, it is only a number. So in the barcode, we can input only numbers. What about the QR code? QR code? Okay, QR, quick response code. In the QR code, I think you have seen the QR code. It is like this. Several things like that. Okay. In the QR code, guys, actually we can insert text and numbers also. Okay. But here in the barcode, we can only insert number. Okay. This barcode, there is a number. Okay, let's see like this. Okay. This number has included item name, price. Likewise, all the things are included within this number. I mean, there is a database. Sorry, there is a database. Okay, inside that database, in one column we have this number. Okay, in one column we have the price and the name. Likewise, there is the database. So when we scan the barcode, they will check the database for the correct number. So then they can get price and the name. Okay. That's how we can input in the computer basis. Very easy, no? Very easy. You have to just scan the barcode. If it is a manual system, you have to just write. Write all the. Okay. Like I said, it's very hard, no? That is the second one. Okay, that is the second advantage. What about the third one? Third one. Okay. We can easily calculate all the things. If there is numbers and the other things, we can easily calculate. Or else we can actually automate the calculation. Okay. We can automate the calculation of the data. So same example. Okay. In the in the supermarket, the seller just get the item and scan the barcode, and he has to put the quantity. Okay, quantity, how much items they have bought in the same item. This item, okay? You have to put the quantity. That is all the thing we have to insert manually. The other thing, you have to just scan barcode, and the final value will be calculated automatically. So if we firstly scan scan a bottle, water bottle, there will be a price, 70 rupees. Right? Then he will put the water bottle inside, and he will take the Coca-Cola. Right? So then he have to just scan the Coca-Cola, and Coca-Cola price is like 340, likewise. Right? So then that 70 and 340 will be add automatically. So that is the other ability, okay, ability to automatically calculate data. Third one, ability to automatically calculate data. This is another example, another advantage. Okay. And the other thing, okay, this is a very important advantage, guys. We can manage the system via cloud. Okay, I mean remotely. So if there is if the system is connected to the internet, you can use your mobile from anywhere else, and you can manage the system. No, with your mobile, you can connect to the system via internet. Okay, the system are connected via internet, so then you can manage the system remotely. That is a huge advantage. No, so actually we can't do that in the manual system. We can't even think about this one. Remotely change. No, you can do that one by just calling somebody inside the supermarket. Okay. Just calling somebody in the supermarket, and you need to give him order. Just remove these things, remove these things. You can't do yourself those things. No? You have to ask help from other people. But in a computer-based system, you can do by yourself. Okay? You can do by yourself. That is the next advantage of the computer-based system. Okay? Ability to maintain the system remotely. Ability to maintain system remotely via internet or cloud or anything. I will write internet. Internet. Or else I will write online. Remotely online. Right. Those are several advantages of computer-based system. Okay. Oh, let's write. Okay, let's write. Write the topic as advantages of computer-based system. Okay. Then write those four. These four. Just write these four. And hands up once you finish. Okay. Is it too bright, guys? No, no. Tell me, okay? If it is too bright, just tell me. I decrease the brightness also. But if it is still bright, okay, just tell me. I think not. Okay, let's move to the next part. Okay? The next part actually we have to discuss about the differences between the computer-based system and the manual system. Okay? So here actually we have discussed about the advantages of the computer-based system. So now we have to discuss about the difference between those two. Okay, the differences, there may be several things that we can say manual systems are better. Okay, but most of them about the computer-based system are better. Okay. Yes, I will clear this one. I have cleared. I will clear the rest of the. Let's see what are the differences between those two systems. Okay. As I told you guys the last week, you can have a full question from this lesson. Okay, I think this year you will have a full question for the second part from this lesson. Okay, I think there can be 60% of possibility to have this kind of question, this kind of meaning in this lesson. Okay, okay, let's see. Let's see. Manual systems. Manual system. Manual system. Computer based system. Manual system and computer based system. Let's see what are the difference. The first thing is nice. In the manual system, there can be a higher chance to have some errors. No, there can be a higher chance of error. higher chance of error. The first one. Higher chance of errors. Okay. That means, you know, the manual system, we are doing calculation using calculator or just handwritten, no? Handwritten calculation. So that means there can be some several errors, no? So, for example, let's see, teacher will put the marks within the system. Okay, he have to just write the marks, no? So you know, when we write the marks cannot be higher than 100. No? The highest mark is the 100. No? That means marks cannot be higher than 100. Okay. So when he write in the mark, there can be a possibility just insert a mark higher than 100. Okay. Let's see. He want to just what? Just write 72. We put 0. Or when he's doing calculations, okay, when he doing calculations for 72, and then he had to just press the plus, no? As the plus icon, he can push 0, no? When we calculate using calculator, there can be a possibility to happen this kind of errors. I think you know these things, and also I have experience of these things. I have experience when I do the calculations real quickly. Okay, you have to do the calculation real quickly. So when I do the calculation quickly, I may press 0 as plus mark. It can happen. But when we talk about the computer-based system, guys, we can just put a threshold value. That means we can tell the system that we are going to insert marks and the highest mark value should be 100. We can just tell the system the highest value can be 100. Okay, all the values should be less than 100. Okay, less than 100 or less than 100. We can tell that to the system. No? So this is called threshold, the highest value. It's called threshold. Okay. So if the teacher is going to insert 720, the system will automatically validate, guys. Okay. The system will automatically validate. So we have input the we have told the system that the highest mark should be 100 or less than 100, but you have input 720, it is more higher than 100. This cannot be a correct mark. Then the system will reply, we cannot add this mark because it is higher than 100. So then the chance of errors will be decreased. No, will be decreased. That's why we are telling that manual systems has higher chance of errors and the computer-based system has lower chance of errors, guys. Okay, there is a chance, there can be a chance to have several errors. Yes, as this example, as I told you in previous, we have put 100 as the threshold value. The threshold value will be assigned by us. Okay. First of all, I am going to give the threshold value. The highest value should be 100. Okay. What if I put 120 or 1000 as threshold value? I need to put 100, but as error, from error, I put another 0. That means I'm going to put 1000 as threshold value. 1000. So then the system will look on the 1000. It is not going to look on the 100, the highest value and the 100. It's not going to look on this 100, but it will check if the value is more than 1000. It is a human error. It is a human error, not a system error. Okay, it is a human error because we are going to tell the system the highest marks will be 1,000, but it should be 100, no? That's why we are telling the computer-based system can have errors. That's why we are telling this one. We are writing as lower chance of error. Lower chance of errors. Okay, there can be several errors. Okay. Okay. So the second one, it will take higher time, okay, more time than the computer-based system to process information. Take more time to process data. You know that we have to just calculate all the data. So that means we have to just write all the data and do the calculation, and again we have to write the answer likewise. There are several tasks we have to do when we are going to use manual system. It is going to take much more time. But when we are using computer-based system, all the things can be used as automatic. All the settings can be set as automatic. That means when we just we have to just input the values, all the things will be calculated in real time. In real time. That means computer-based system take less or very short time. Take very short time to process data. Okay. Very short time. That is the second difference between the manual system and the computer system. Difference means that actually those two are also advantages of computer system. No? This can be taken as advantages of computer system. Okay. The other thing, manual system require large space to store data. Require large space to store data. That means, you know, when we talk about the manual system, the manual systems are going to use books or files, the other things, no? So when we talk about the data in 20 years, when we talk about the data within 20 years, there can be huge amount of books within 20 years. It can be like this amount. Okay? There can be several books in 20 years. Okay? That means those books require more space. I mean large space. Okay. So actually, if your school has a manual system, all the schools had manual system earlier, but now I think several schools have automatic, I mean computer-based system. But JLS time they had manual system in every school. Okay? Just look on the office room of the school and check whether there is a separate room that room is used to store several documents. Okay? In our university, we have that kind of room, guys. Okay? In our university, inside the administration hall, okay, there is a room. It is like it is larger than normal room. Okay? It is larger than a normal room, and have cabinets everywhere. Okay? All the cabinets are full using the document. All the cabinets are full. Okay? The earliest time they have used that system. Actually, they have to keep the data secure because let's say if a person graduated before 20 years, okay, he need to come to the university and get his details about the courses and the other things. Okay? You need to get a letter from a university that he learn what are the courses he learned. Okay? So that means when he come to the university and he asks about his what information, the university have to process those information. No? That means in the earliest time they have used manual system. I mean several books. So those books should be kept securely. Okay? So that means all the books are keeping securely within that group. There is a huge amount of books, and those books require huge amount of space. No? What about the computer-based system? When we talk about the computer-based system, you know, we can store all the things within 20 years in a small pen drive. No? We can do that in a small pen drive. The pen drive can be has a capacity of 64 GBU, likewise some capacity. Okay, but we can use that small device, small memory to store all the data for past 20 years. No? Computer-based system require very less memory to store data. Okay. We can write like this. Large amount of data can be stored in a very small space. We can write like that. Large amount of data can be okay. Large amount of data can be stored in a very small space. When we talk about space, as I told you, we can use a pen drive, or else we can use a hard disk. There is the fourth difference between manual system and the computer-based system. Okay. The next thing, natural language can occur. What does that mean? What is the meaning of this? We know manual system uses what? No, manual system using books. Okay. So if you are living in a flooding area, you are living in flooding area. Okay. And heavy rainfall and the whole level. That means if you get information in a book, all the things will be flooded. No? That means you can't use those books again. Okay? That can be a damage. No? So when we talk about the computer-based system, actually computer can be also damaged when water came to home. Okay? But the thing is, guys, we can use cloud space. Okay? Cloud space. That means a space using internet. Cloud space. Cloud space means, guys, actually you are going to learn about that one in the next lesson. Okay. Think about this. You have a computer. Okay. You are in Sri Lanka. There is a computer that has many hard disks. many hard disks. This is in US. Okay. So the thing is, this computer is always connected to the internet. This is internet. Okay? Cloud space means nice. Okay? This will be always connected to the internet. Okay? Cloud space means you are going to use this storage device via internet. Okay? You are going to connect with the internet and you are going to upload your files to this hard disk drive. Okay? You can use any hard disk. Okay, there is a capacity limitation in Google. There are several companies that give free space of the cloud system. Okay, in the Google, I think they are given they are giving 15 gigabyte freely for every Google account. Okay? So the thing is, guys, here you have several data on your computer. You have to connect with this computer. Okay? But the thing is, you have to use internet because this system, okay? This system, those are the system that we can call as cloud storage. Okay? The system always connected to the internet. You are going to connect to the internet, and the two computers will be connected, and you are going to just pass your data and store those things inside this hard disk drive. So if you are going to use cloud storage, it will be more safer, no? Your computer will be flooded. There can be water inside your computer. When it is flooded, water can be go inside your computer. And what about data? Data will remain safe, no? Because the data are stored in the computer in the United States. Your computer will be flooded, but the data can be secure. Okay? That's why we are telling that computer-based system we can use some prevention method for the computer-based system. Okay, but when we talk about the manual system, we can't just post our book to any other country. No? We can't just post our book and say to them just resend the books after the flood. Likewise, we can't just tell those things. We can use this kind of method. Likewise, there can be several methods. Okay? The other method, actually, the other method, the easy method is you can just, if there is a heavy rain, you can just copy all the data to your pen drive and take the pen drive home. Then, if the computer is flooded, your data will be secure using the pen drive. Likewise, there can be several options to secure the data of the computer-based system. Okay. So what can we do? What can we write is various methods can be used to prevent the damage. Prevent the damage. The computer system, data can be damaged by natural disasters. As soon as I told you earlier, if the data are only in the same PC, if the PC has there are some water inside the PC, it means the data can be damaged. No? The data can be damaged by natural disasters. The computer-based system also, guys. But the thing is, we can use several methods to just prevent the damage. Okay, that is the thing about the computer-based system. Okay, and I told you, I wrote in the advantages what in the computer-based system, we can get information very quickly, but when it is on the manual system, we have to use several more time. We have to spend more time to get the information, and also it is very hard to get the information. Okay, that is another thing. And the other thing, okay, the last one, it is difficult to transport data, guys. Okay, or else exchange information. It is difficult to exchange information. What is this one? What is this one? Okay. Difficult. So let's see. There is a book contain of data. Okay. There is a one book. It contains your marks. Okay. The thing is, your father wants a copy of those marks. Okay. The previous example, your father will go to the school and ask for the progress. Okay. So then teacher will show, oh, this is the book and this is his marks. Okay. So then father need a copy. So can you give me a copy of this mark? So then I can go home and check it again like this. Or will be asked. Or can be asked. Okay? So it is very hard to copy the details. No? So I mean, if there is a printer, we can use a printer. But if there is many pages, you have to print each pages. No, it is very hard. It is very hard actually. Yes, if the school doesn't have printer, father or the teacher has to write right? All things. But if you are going to use database system, you just right click, copy, and paste. Very easy, no? Very easy to exchange information. Easy to exchange information in the computer-based system, and also transportation. Okay? Difficult to exchange information and transportation. And transportation. Very easy. Very easy to exchange information and transportation. Okay? Very easy. I will write it. No? Exchange information. Can I erase this thing? Very easy to exchange information and transportation. That is the last. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 differences of manual system and computer-based system. Okay. Did you got this one? Did you got this one? Okay. This is about the system, guys. Okay. We have learned about the system. In the last week, we have discussed about the system, what are the systems and likewise. And today, up to now, we have discussed differences between manual system and computer-based system. Okay. Those are the things you have to learn about the system, guys. So then we have to move to the steps. Okay. Move to the steps that we are going to use to develop a system. In the next step, we are going to learn about the system development life cycle. Okay? That means there are several steps you have to what do. There are several steps you have to do when you are implementing a system. Okay? We are going to discuss about those things. But first of all, you have to write these things. Okay? Write as a point. Okay? Write as a point. Following table contain following table contain differences. Following table contain differences between manual system and computer-based system. Following table contain differences between manual systems and computer-based system. Okay, and write those things as a table. Right? Write a table and with two columns, and for topics manual system and computer-based system. And write those things. Okay, just write these things. I will give you 5 minutes. Raise your hand once you finish. Okay, is it okay now? No. I think I'm missing. Okay. All right. Let's move to the next part. Okay. Next part means this is again another like another lesson. Okay. Again, this is like another lesson. So when we discuss about the designing of a system, okay, when we discuss about the creation of a system, there are several steps to follow, guys. Okay? We can't just there is a system, so there is an idea. Okay? So we can just get an idea of where this idea can be used for create a system, and then you can't just code the system, code or program the system and develop the system. Okay, there are several other procedures you have to follow before creating a system. Okay, several steps, guys. Actually, okay, that is the things we are going to discuss in system development life cycle. Okay, system development life cycle. Okay. SDLC, System Development Life Cycle. Inside this topic, we are going to discuss about the steps that we need to follow when we create a system, a full system. Okay? Actually, there are 6 steps. There are 6 steps to follow. You know, in the previous lesson, guys, actually, I think you have learned about the programs. Programs. The programs, program lesson, or is I think you have learned about the Pascal program, Pascal programming language. Okay. When we learn about Pascal programming language, you have, or we have, wrote a program and create a system. No? Let's see, as a calculator. Calculator can be a system. Okay, calculator or a system. Okay. That system is contain several programs. Okay. So when we are programming something, that means it is going to implement a system. Okay. So when we are going to implement a system, program is not the thing we have to do. Before we move to the programming section, we have to learn several things about the system. No? As a first thing, as an example, let's say you are going to build a system to a library. Build a system to library, or let's say the supermarket. The supermarket. You are going to build a system for the supermarket. Okay. So first of all, you can't just move to the supermarket and just wrote the program and okay, this is the system like that. You can't just hand over the system. No? The first thing is you need to look on the system. No, what is the requirement of the system? Likewise, you have to look on the requirement of the system. Based on the requirement, you are going to design the system. No? You have to design the system before you code the system. Before you program the system, you have to look for the requirement. Why do we need this system? No, likewise, we have to look on the requirement, and then if there is a requirement, that means there is a need of a system. Okay, there is a need of a system. If there is a requirement, okay, so then we can design a solution for the requirement. That solution will be the system, guys. Do you understand that one? That solution will be a system. So then we can move to the program. No, there are several steps before you are going to move to the programming section. Okay, likewise, there are several steps. Okay, let's see. Let's discuss those things one by one. Okay, very easy, guys. So very easy. Let's move with the example. Okay, as I told you, in the supermarket, we will just take the example as supermarket. We are going to just build a system to a supermarket. Okay? That is the example. So when we are building a system for the supermarket, there are several steps. For each step, we have to do several tasks. Okay? We are going to discuss about those tasks when we going to design a system for a supermarket. Okay? Let's see. So the first step of the system development life cycle is identification of requirement, as I told you. Okay? Identification of requirement. First step. Identify problem. Okay. Identification of requirement. There should be a requirement to build a system, no? You know these things, no? You have to understand these things. So if there is a requirement of a system for a supermarket, so then we have to move to the system. If there is a no need of system, okay, let's see in a supermarket, they are going to just use manual system. Okay, they are telling manual system is okay, it is better, it is fine. We don't need any automated system. We don't need any computer-based system. Okay? That means there is no requirement for computer-based system. No. So that means first we have to check the requirement. Okay? For us, let's see what me. Okay. So I am the CEO. CEO. Okay. I told you that. Chief Executive Officer. Okay. CEO. That means he is the owner. Okay. I am the CEO of a company who are going to design system. Okay. There is a company who are designing system, and I am the CEO. Okay. So then there is a supermarket. Let's see what super M. Okay, super M is the supermarket. Okay, so the owner of super M, okay, owner of supermarket will come to me and tell me we need a system for our supermarket. Okay, first of all, they are going to reach to us and asking us we need a system for a supermarket. Okay, then what we have to do? First, we have to move to the supermarket and check what are the requirement of this supermarket. So do we need to include automatic calculations, or else do we need to integrate with a printer? Okay, what are the items they have? Okay, is there several lanes to purchase the items? Likewise, do we need to integrate CCTV to the system? Likewise, we need to understand about the requirement. Okay. There are several methods can be used to identification of these requirements. Okay. Correct. So what is identification of requirement? Identification of requirement means we need a clear idea about the system we are going to build. We need a clear idea. So there is a man, he will reach us and he will tell us just create us a system. So then we can't just create a system. First of all, we need to get a clear idea about the system they need and what are the requirements. Okay. For that purpose, for that task, we can use several methods to identification of requirement. Okay, what are those? The first thing is what? Interviews. Okay, interview. We can just interview one by one of the system of the supermarket. Interview. What is interview? Interview means we are going to talk with each other face to face. We are going to talk. Okay. We are going to ask from the manager, what is your comment? Why do you need this one? He will tell. So it is very hard to do calculation. Okay. There are several errors in the calculation, and actually we need to manage all the items. Okay. The things we need to integrate with the manager. Okay. The things manager needs. The things manager needs. So manager will tell we need to manage all the employees in the supermarket. So it is better to have a system. Whether they are what is the time they have reached to the work, and what is the time of their time of the leave. Likewise, it is better to insert those things, so then we can easy to calculate the salary. Those are the things about the manager. Those are the requirement of the manager. So he will tell, I will need these things, likewise. He will tell several things. Okay? So then we can reach to the seller. Okay? Seller. So then we will ask what are the requirements for the system. So he will has several different kind of requirement. No? He don't need a system to manage employees, no, because manager need that kind of system. Okay? The seller person. What is the name for the seller person? Cashier, no, cashier. Okay, the cashier person. Okay, I will tell the cashier. Okay, the cashier do not need requirement for manage employees. No? He just need to enter the data of the item, and all the balance should be calculated. Okay, balance and the all the values. Okay, money should be calculated, and when I press enter, print, I need to get a print. Likewise, he will have several different kind of requirement. Okay? Likewise, guys, we can use this method, interviews, to gather information. We can gather information about the system requirement. So we will write a note. Okay. So manager need this kind of thing. Manager. He will need to manage employees. Okay. He need to calculate the salary. Okay. He need to check about the items. Likewise, those are the requirement of the manager. So then cashier. Cashier. Right? What about cashier? Cashier need this kind of thing. He need to calculate all the values they are going to insert, and it is better to insert data by using QR barcode reader. Okay, likewise, there are several requirements. Okay, we can just gather those information by using interviews. Interviews means what? Interviews means, guys, face-to-face questioning. Face-to-face questioning. Face-to-face questioning is the interview. Okay, that is one method. And the other method is questionnaires. I will erase this thing. Right? Question. I think you got this one. Is it okay? Is this an interview? I think it is okay. No? The second method is questionnaires. Questionnaires. I think this spelling is correct. Yes. Questionnaire. Questionnaire. Okay. What is questionnaire? Questionnaire is, guys, structured questions. Okay. That means we will design A4 paper or any paper, including several questions. What is the name? What is the name of the employer? Likewise, what is the name and what is the age? Likewise, okay. Those are for the normal information. Then we will ask several questions. Okay. Is it okay to have barcode reader? Or else we will ask, what is it hard to enter data using keyboard? Okay. Likewise, we can just put some questions. Put some question. Is it hard to use keyboard? Okay. The other thing, what? I'm talking about the cashier. Okay. The other thing, there can be several questions. So, tell me another. we will not asking if you are married or not, or single or like that. So we are not asking those things, because we don't know, we don't need those things, but we need about the requirement of the system. Okay, so then we'll ask about the system requirement. Okay, why do you need this system? We can write those things. Why do you need this system? Okay, and the other thing, what is the most okay, what uh, should be include to system? Is it okay to use printer? Okay, likewise, we are going to give some structured question. Okay, so then we are going to print this. Okay, we are going to just include those questions and print a paper. Okay? We are going to include those questions and print a paper, and then we are going to distribute all the papers, the same questions, sorry, all the papers to every employee in the supermarket. Okay? So then they will give the answers for these questions. No? The thing is, guys, there is a disadvantage of this system, because they will answer for our questions. So there are limited questions. No? There can be limited questions. So if when we talk about the interviews, they're going to face to face share the information. So then we can just ask several questions from several people. No? So from the manager, we are going to ask, is it okay to have a fingerprint scanner like this? Okay? So from the cashier, we are not going to ask that question. No, no, I think you got that one. No? From several people, we can ask several questions. From the other persons, we can ask another questions, different questions. No? In the interviews, we can have that advantage, but when we use questionnaires, it is a structured paper that include several questions, and employees are going to just give the information about these questions for these questions. No, it has little bit disadvantage, but we can collect information very quickly rather than using interviews. No? When we using interviews, guys, we have to interview each by one by one. No, one by one, we have to interview each. Okay, first we are going to get the manager and ask the question about him, and then we will get the cashier and ask the question about him, and we will get the delivery guy. Likewise, we have to interview one by one. But when we talk about questionnaires, we can distribute all the papers in the same time. No? Then they will answer all the questions in the same time. Then we can collect all the papers in the same time. That means it is far more quicker than interviews. Okay, all right. So questionnaires respond. Questionnaires means respond to structured questions. Next experiment. No, I think it was okay. Okay, that is about the questionnaires. This is another method. No? This is another method. We can just give some questions with printed paper, and then they will give us the answer. Okay? That is another thing. And the third one is observation. Third one, observation. Observation means that we are going to move to the supermarket. Eh? Still there's a supermarket. So there is a running supermarket. For that supermarket, we are going to introduce a system. No? So that means there is a system, a manual system or any system using in the supermarket. So what we can do is we can go to the supermarket and watch about the things about the supermarket. Watch about, we can just observe the flow of the supermarket. So are there any more customers? Okay. So what is the current system they are going to use? Okay. Like so let's see as example, guys. Okay. I will take another example. Let's see. In the junction, okay, intersection. Let's say in a intersection, there are color lights. There are color lights in the intersection, and each color light are work in predefined timeline. Predefined time, no? For this area, for this red light, they will use 25 seconds. This red light also they are going to use 25 seconds. Likewise, all the red lights they are going to use 25 seconds. 25 seconds. The red light will be light up for 25 seconds. Okay. So the thing is, guys, we are going to go to the intersection and watch what lane has the higher amount of vehicles. Okay. Let's see, this lane has higher amount of vehicle and the traffic congestion is very high. Okay. Traffic density is very high. So then we can just decide, oh, that means for this lane, we have to give more time for the green light. So duration of the green light, let's say they are giving only 30 seconds for the green light. Okay. So they are going to move to the intersection and they are going to observe. So then they will know. So this road, I think, let's say Kandy to Colombo, this road has high amount of vehicle. That means if we give small time for the green light in this lane, there can be more traffic congestion. No? That means we have to increase the time. Okay. Likewise, guys, we can go to the supermarket and observe the things that are running within the supermarket. Okay. Let's see. If there is a system, there is a running system that they are going to use a computer to calculate data. Okay. So the cashier need to enter the just he have to look in the item and enter the value of the item and then the quantity. Likewise, he had to just enter the value. Okay. Then the calculation will be automated. But we can observe that when the cashier is entering the values, it takes more time. We can observe. So then we can have an idea. We can have an idea what it is better to insert a barcode reader. No? So we are going to gather several information about the requirement. From the observation also, we can gather information of the requirement. No? I think you got that one. That is about the observation. We are going to observe the incident and get the requirement. Okay. This is another method. Okay. Observe the existing system. Observe the existing system and build hypothesis. Observe the existing existence, I think. Existing system and will hypothesis. Okay, hypothesis. That means we are going to observe the existing system. As I told you earlier, they are going to insert the values using the keyboard. Okay? Then we can create a hypothesis that if we include the barcode reader, the time will be reduced. No? For the billing process, the time will be reduced. Okay? That is the hypothesis. Okay? This hypothesis can be true or false. The value, the time duration can be reduced, no? Can be decreased or increased. Okay? It may change, but it is a hypothesis. If we include a barcode reader, the time duration can be changed. Okay? We are going to think it will be increased, but who knows? Okay? Actually, it will be decreased. Okay? Time will be decreased. Okay? That is about the third one. Okay? And the fourth one is document checking. Document checking. Okay. We are going to go to the supermarket, and there are several documents. If there is if there has existing system that has manual system, so we can just check the documents of the manual system. Then we can gather information. What are the data they are going to store within the system? No? We can get information. So if we read the previous report, we can check. Okay. So they are going to, they need to include details about the employees. Also, they need to include details about the items list. Also, they need to insert about the delivery task. Likewise, there are several delivery tasks book, employee book, likewise. That means we can check those documents and we can again create a hypothesis. Okay, we need to include these things. Okay. That is the next one. Okay, document checking. And the last one is, guys, what? Prototyping. Okay, prototype. The fifth one is prototype. What is prototype? What we call prototype. Okay. What is the prototype? Let's see like this. Okay, you are going to build a house. Okay? You or your mom or your parents are going to build a house. Okay? Then you need to, or as your parents need to have a plan for building the house. Your parents need to have a plan. So the planner or a contractor. We are going to use the contractor. So contractor will bring a plan. This will be your house. Okay? By looking only the plan, looking at only the plan, we can't get a good idea, clear idea about the house. No? The final look, a final view of the house. No? We can't get clear idea about the final view of the house by looking only at the house plan. Okay? As the solution, what is the contractor is doing? He is going to use several blocks. What are those things? Legos, no? Lego. I think you know Lego, or I think you have seen several blocks, the colored blocks. or else just we can use they can use this cardboard. No? Let's see cardboard. Okay? Let's keep cardboard. So the contractor is going to do is they're going to use cardboard and build a home not on the actual size but in the smaller size. No? This much of time size. They're going to build the home using the cardboard. That is called prototype, guys. Okay, that is called prototype. So that means it is a hard copy, hardware, like hardware. We can just move around with the prototype and see what need to be changes. The contractor will get the prototype. That means a smaller version of the house, the final look of the house. Right? So then your parent can look on the house and they can say, oh, there's a window in this wall. Let's remove that one. No? There is a door in this wall, so let's remove that one. Likewise, parents can give their requirement. No? So the contractor will get the prototype. It is not the final build. No, we can change that prototype. No? So then the parents will give the feedbacks of the prototype. No? So this is good. No? If it is good, we can just build that building. No? That is called prototype. Okay. Likewise, that we are going to give a prototype of the system. Okay, how can we give the prototype of system? We can just build the system. Okay, so we can create a mind map, guys. Mind map. Okay, that means yes, the term is mind map. Okay, so we can just say, okay, this is the interface. Okay, it will connect to this database. Okay, this database of employee, and then there will be another hyperlink to go to another subsystem. That subsystem will include about the data of item. Likewise, you can just create a mind map, and then we can show to the manager, someone, okay? And just tell this is the system we are going to build. Is it okay? Okay. So then he will okay, I don't need the database of employee. Just erase that one. Then we can erase that one. Likewise, that is the what prototype. It is also a method to gather information. So with our knowledge, we are going to make a prototype, and then we are going to show to the employee or anything, and they will give feedback according to the prototype. That feedback will be our what? The feedback will be their requirement. Feedback will be their requirement, and we will gather information using their feedback. No? That is called prototype, guys. Okay, that is called prototype. Those are the system. Sorry, those are the methods that we can use to gather information, or else we can identify the requirement of the system. This is the first step. Gather the information. Okay? Gather the requirement of the system. This is the first step. Okay? I think you got the clear idea about the first step. There are several steps by guys, but those are very easy. Let's see. Okay, let's first write these things. Let's write these things. Okay. Write the topic, system development life cycle. Write the topic, system development life cycle. System development life cycle. System development life cycle. Okay. So then write steps of steps of building an information system. Steps of building an information system. Steps of building an information system are discussed in the system development life cycle. Are discussed in the system development life cycle. Okay. Those steps are as follows. Those steps are as follows. First one, the first one, identification of requirement. Identification of requirement / problems. Identification of requirement / problems. Okay. Write as a point form. Okay. First point. This involves identifying problems. This involves identifying problems. This involves identifying problems in the existing manual system or computer-based system. This involves identifying problems in the manual system or computer system. Okay. Second point. The basic study of the system is conducted. The basic study of the system is conducted. The basic study of a system is conducted. Next point. The objectives comma benefits the objectives comma benefits comma efficiency and necessity of the new system of the new system are investigated. Are investigated. Okay. The next point. This is done by the company staff. This is done by the company staff and the system analyst. This is done by the company staff and the system analyst. What is that from? What is that from? Yeah. I told you the owner of the supermarket will come to us and ask from us to build a system. Okay? We are the company. We are the company that is going to build the system. Okay? So that means we are going to do the investigation of that. Investigation of requirement identification. Okay? We are going to do that one. So that's why I have told you company staff. That means our company has a staff. So either I can go and collect the requirement, or else there are several staff in our company. I will send those staff to collect the data, and also system analysis should collect the data, because the system analysis is the person who are going to design the system. Okay. Whereas let's say you are the only one within your company, and you are the only one doing all the steps. So that means you have to go and get the requirement. Okay? Not the supermarket, or not the people in the supermarket. We are going to build the system. So that means we are going to go and get the requirement. That is that part. Okay. After that, write like this. Okay. The following, let's write the methods. Okay? The following methods are used to collect the following methods are used to collect I will sit down, guys, because as I told you, today was a busy day. I didn't even get to sit down. Okay, the following methods are used to collect information during system analysis. The following methods are used to collect information during system analysis. Okay, let's write. First one, let's put number 1, interview. Number 1, interview. Just put face-to-face questioning. Face-to-face questioning. And number 2, questionnaires. Number 2, questionnaires. Responding respond to structured questions or a structured questionnaire. Just write questionnaire. Respond to structured questionnaire. Questionnaire. Okay, questionnaire, not questionnaire. 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 Respond to a structured questionnaire. Okay. Third one, observation. Observation. Third one, observation. Observing the existing system. Observing the existing system and building hypothesis. And build hypothesis. Hypothesis. Observing the existing system and build hypothesis. Hypothesis. Okay. And fourth one, document check. Document check. Okay. Fourth one, document check. Put a dash and write like this. Reports and files of the existing system. So we are going to check reports and files of the existing system. Okay. Fifth one, the last one, prototype. Okay. Prototype. Put a dash and write showing a model of the proposed system. Showing a model of the proposed system and getting feedback. Showing a model of the proposed system and getting feedback. Okay. That is the first step. That is the first step of designing or building a system. Okay. What is the next step? I will just teach the second step and let's conclude the class after that. Second step. So as first step, now we have the requirement. The first thing we need is the requirement. Okay. If we have the requirement, so what we can do? Can we build a system? We can't just build the system. Okay. We do have the requirement. So then what we have to do, we have to design the system, guys. We can't just implement. Okay. Design. First of all, we have to design. So if we have the design, we can implement. No, it is like planning. No, it is like planning. So we want to make a house. First, they are going to ask. So what type of house do you need, and where do you need to include windows? Likewise, there should be the main gate. Okay. Do you need a parking area? Likewise, They are going to gather the requirement. Then they are not going to just build the house. They are going to plan the house. No? They are going to plan the house. Likewise, the next step, the second step of system development is designing the solution. Designing the solution. We have to design, and after the design, we can implement. The next step will be the implementation. Okay? Before implementation, okay, we need to design the solution. Okay? And also, guys, there are several steps after the implementation. Okay? So we can't just hand over the system. The third step, we are going to implement the system. Okay? We are going to implement the system, and then we can't just hand over the system. We have to just go there and just make the arrangement of the system. Okay, we have to we have to arrange the system for the supermarket. No? Okay, we can't just okay, this is the system. Just take the system and just deploy the system. They can't just deploy the system. We have to go to the supermarket and deploy. Okay, so there are several steps after implementation. Okay, this is the step before implementation. What we are going to do is we are going to design the solution. Okay, when we designing or else when we are in this step, what are we going to design? Actually, guys, the flow of the system. Okay, we are going to design the flow of the system. Flow of the system. Okay, and also what are the hardware parts that we are going to use? Hardware parts. Are we going to use barcode reader? Barcode reader. Barcode reader. Or else are we going to use printer? Likewise, we are going to design what are the hardware units. What are the hardware units that we need to integrate with the system? Okay. So the other thing, we need to look on the softwares. We need to look on the software. What are the softwares we need to use? Okay, what is the when we are coding or is programming, there is a programming language. In the previous lesson, you have learned Pascal, but there are several languages. Sorry, Java, JavaScript, C, C#, and Python. Likewise, there are several high-level languages. Okay? We have to decide what is the language we are going to use. Okay, and what are the softwares we are going to use. Likewise, okay? We have to design the software. We have to decide that one also. So, yeah, to use software to be used. We have to decide that one also. Okay. And also, we have to decide the user interface. User interface. Okay. Is it command line interface or else is it graphical user interface? Okay. In the grade 10, fifth lesson, you are going to learn about the command line interface and graphical user interface. Command line interface means, guys, we can use only keyboard and give commands to navigate or else do anything within our computer or else the system. only the commands. Right? Graphical user interface means it is like our Windows, no? Graphical interface. There are several pictures, or else there are several icons. We can use our mouse pointer and move on to that item and double click and just open. Okay, it is the graphical user interface. But in the command line interface, there is only black and white screen, and just we have to just insert the command. Okay, we have to decide this one also. What is the user interface we are going to use? Okay, so then we have to design the user interface. For designing the user interface, there is also an engineer called UI engineer. Okay, you can become a UI engineer if you are going to do the do ICT in the level, and also if you are if you go to the university. Okay, UI engineer means user interface engineer. That means his task or his job is to design the graphical, is to design the user interface. Okay, just you know that as Word, when we are going to open the Word, there is a interface we can see, no? So that means so this is Word. There are several tabs. Okay? No, there are several tabs, and also within that tabs there are several menus. No? Likewise, this is the interface of the Word. Likewise, the interface of the Word or a system will be designed by the UI engineer. Okay. What else? When we are going to design the system, we have to use this. Okay, and also we have to identify the peripherals. Peripherals means the hardware parts. Right? Okay. Peripherals. Peripherals means what are input devices and what are the output devices. Okay. Hardware parts. It is okay. Hardware parts. And also what are the terminals? Okay. What is mean by terminal? What is mean by terminal? What are terminal? What is mean by terminal? The example of ATM. Okay. ATM. As you know, we have a subsystem or a function of what deposit. Okay. Then we have withdraw. Okay. And we have a subsystem to check the balance. Okay. Altogether we have the ATM. Okay. As I told you in the example, everything will be interconnected. No. So what we are going to do is we are going to withdraw some money. I told you. So we are going, when we withdraw the money, we are going to input the value. We are going to input the value that we need 5,000 rupees. So then we have to integrate with the balance subsystem. Balance checking subsystem. We have to integrate with the balance subsystem. Terminal means, right? In which point we need to integrate with this one. Okay. Terminal means that one. That means if there is the withdrawal program will be like this. Okay, there are several programs, okay, several codes, and inside this code, when we come up to this line, we have to move to the balance check subsystem. Okay, then it will return some value. That value should be entered to the same point. No? This will return some value. That value should be entered to the same time. Same line. Okay, that is the terminal. Okay, terminal means the place where do we need to connect with the other subsystem. Okay. Likewise, we have to identify those things. Identify those things. What are the terminals? What are the subsystems? Like that. That thing is also going to discuss about the in the designing of the solution. Okay, designing of the solution. And also we have to uh, uh, design the data storage. Okay, we have to design the data storage. What is the system that we have to use? We are going to use to store the data. Is it MySQL or else Google Cloud and Google or OneDrive Cloud? Or there are several storage systems. Okay, so we have to design that also. Okay, I mean we have to check what are the good better things, otherwise what are the tones of the system and what is the best suitable one. Okay, we have to design the storage system also. Okay, and what is next? Creating infrastructure for the software. Okay? We have to create the infrastructure the software. That means the infrastructure. That means how can we connect all the subsystem? How can we connect UI to the system? And how we can connect database to the system? Okay. And likewise, how we can connect input and output devices to the system? Okay. That is the infrastructure. Okay. We have to design that one also in this and design it. Okay. And at last, we have to design a test plan. Okay. At last, we have to design test plan. Test plan. That means when we are designing, after we are designing, we have to implement the system. So after implementation, we have to test the design. So that's why we have to design a test plan also. Okay. How can we test the solution like that? Okay. Those things need to be considered in the second step, okay, which is design the solution. Okay. Oh, I think you got that one. Let's write. Let's write. The second topic, designing the solution. Designing the solution. Okay. Designing the solution. Right. This involves creating. This involves creating basic components and basic configuration component and basic configuration of the new system. Second point, this is done by the system designer. This is done by the system designer. Okay. Write a subtopic like this. The task to test. Okay. Perform during the task perform during system design. The task performed during system as follows. are as follows. First one, number one. Okay. Flow of the system. Flow of the system. That flow means the infrastructure, guys. Okay. That flow is the infrastructure. Just write in brackets. Okay. Write in brackets. Creating infrastructure. Creating infrastructure creating infrastructure for software comma data storage, UI, user interface. Okay. Number two, identify software, identifying software and deciding identifying software and deciding which software identifying software and deciding software to use. Third one, designing user interface. Designing user interface. Designing user interface. Open bracket. GUI, graphical user interface, and close the bracket. Fourth, no? The next one, designing the data storage. Designing the data storage. Designing the data storage. Next one, identifying main hardware systems or as main hardware units. Identifying main hardware units. Main hardware unit. Open bracket and write comma printer like this. Inside the bracket, write barcode reader printer. Next one, identifying terminals, identifying terminals of each subsystem. Identifying of subsystem. Identifying terminals of each subsystem. The last one, test plan. Test plan. Test plan. I think it is better to draw this up to identify the terminals. I think it is better to just draw this up. So that's fine. Okay, guys. So that's enough for today. Actually, I have taken 20 minutes, no? I have taken more 20 minutes more for this session. It's okay. I think it's okay. 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 So let's continue the lesson in the next week. Okay. So then join to the paper discussion on the on tomorrow. Okay. So then until then, good night, guys. Stay safe. Okay. Bye.